I mentioned that there are two aspects to all compositions in Carnatic music, that is the dhatu and the matu. Dhatu being the musical aspect and the matu being the lyrical, the textual aspect. Most compositions that are rendered in Carnatic music are composed by Vageyakaras. Vagyakara is an ancient concept, it's an ancient phenomenon, and the word means Vak Geya Kara, that is the person who creates both the text and the music. Vak is a text, the words. Geya means the musical aspect. Kara is the person who does it. So, composers in Carnatic music are Vagyakaras. They create both the musical and the textual content. And the great Vagyakaras, we believe, lyrics and music poured forth spontaneously together. It was not as if they wrote out a poem and then set music to it. That is not how we believe these compositions were created. Oral tradition tells us that these musicians, and many of them were saints, the songs poured out of them spontaneously. We do also have some compositions which where you have the lyricist, the person who has written the song, and some musicians setting it to music. There are compositions like that, but the bulk of the core Carnatic compositions are creations of Vagyakaras. So, the lyric and the music were conceived and they came out together, they were created simultaneously. Kriti simply means that which is done. So, it is interesting that such a generic term should apply to a musical composition. In the north also, bandish is a similar term. Bandish is anything that is tied in tal, and compositions in Hindustani music are referred to by the generic word bandish. Another word, for instance, khayal. Khayal means thought, idea, and it refers to kind of composition in Hindustani music. So, it is interesting that a completely non-musical word should refer to musical compositions. Now, the general structure of a Kriti is three-tiered. There are three sections to a Kriti. The first, which usually runs to one or two avartanas, that is called the Pallavi. The second section, which is called the Anupallavi, may run to 2 to 4 lines. The Charanam, the last section, it may run from 4 to 8 lines or more. Now, within this three-tiered structures, there are some Kritis which have more than one Charanams. So, there will be more sections than 3. And there are Kritis which have only 2 sections. So, there is a lot of leeway, there is a lot of variation, but broadly a Kriti, it can be safely said that most Kritis are three-tiered. There is the Pallavi, Anupallavi and the Charanam. And how these 3 sections are structured, how the musical setting happens, that there is great divergence there amongst the Vagyakaras. So, Tyagaraja would have one way of structuring the Akriti and one way of giving it a musical setting. Dikshidhar, another great Vaggeyakara, has a completely quite different way of structuring the composition as well as giving it the musical setting. Kriti in the raga Janaranjani, Aditalam by Sanjay Subramanian, you will see the lyrics playing also, and you can clearly see how the three sections of the Kriti are rendered. Bidaja ladura na manasu vinara, and for the sake of the music we say na manasu again. This composition is in Telugu. It's a Tyagaraja composition, as I said.
Vidajala durana manasu 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 vinara manasu vidajala durana manasu vinara manasu vidajala durana adiga zalache adiga zalache dagini ke 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 naati badina pado ulanu naati badina pado ulanu naati badina pado ulanu naati badina pado ulanu vitadala durara manasu virara manasu vitadala durara tanuve banulagu shani namare tanuve banulagu shani namare tanuve banulagu shani namare kanaranithi kanu kolnina tanuve banulagu shani namare kanaranithi kanu kolnina ninuga bhavinchi sauda siliri nugara bavichi sauda siliri nugara bavichi sauda siliri nugara bavichi sauda siliri nugara bavichi sauda siliri tyagaraja vinuta shri tyagaraja vinuta shri tyagaraja vinuta shri tyagaraja vinuta vitadala durana manasu virara manasu vitadala durana.
Now Kriti, as I said, is always religious in theme, and there various shades of the religious attitude can be found in Kritis, ranging from a simple straightforward prayer to a deity to just protect or show benevolence, to show grace, and right up to abstract ideas of pantheism or Advaita Vedanta. So all shades of religious ideas are found in Kritis. And this Kriti, in this Kriti, Tyagaraja says that even though my mind is tossed about because of desires, I will not let go your sacred feet. Vidaja Ladura. So this is a typical Kriti of Tyagaraja, and we will see later on that there are other kinds of he has structured Kritis in other ways too, and he has also composed other forms of compositions. He has given us other compositional forms too. Now let us listen to another Kriti. This is a composition of Muthuswami Dikshidhar. This is just to show how, though both of them have the three-tiered structure, still internally there is a great deal of difference. Shri Magha Gagnapati Ravatuma, Shri Magha Gagnapati Ravatuma, Shri Magha Gagnapati Ravatuma, Siddhi Vinayako Maya Danda Mukha Shri Magha Gagnapati Ravatuma, Siddhi Vinayako Maya Danda Mukha Shri Magha Gagnapati Ravatuma, Siddhi Vinayako Maya Danda Mukha Shri Magha Gagnapati Ravatuma, Siddhi Mama Gamari Gamatana Kujum Misari as you could see the lyrics, the text, there is what is called a Chittaswaram in this Kriti, where there are swaras. The swaras are set. Pamagama regama tanakujam. Here tanakujam. This is from the world of dance. This is what is called jati. Pamagama regama tanakujam nisari kitakapa nisajanota nisarima takkanam magamata kita papamadimita mapanita dimitaka, and so on. So there is swaras and jatis have been woven together, and this is part of the Kriti. And even the Kriti structure itself is quite different when compared to the Tyagaraja Kriti. There is also what is called the Madhyamakala Sahityam, where there is a textual passage which is rendered at a faster, at twice the speed as the rest of the composition. Omadadara pallava padakara guru guhagraja shivatmaja shri magha. So this passage, what is called Madhyamakala Sahityam, is at twice the speed compared to the rest of the composition. Now this is a typical stylistic feature of Dikshidhar compositions, and there are many others which we will see when we talk in detail about these Vagyakaras. The immediate purpose here is just to say that though we speak of Kriti as one compositional form, there are many stylistic divergences within this. Broadly, yes, there are three sections to the Kriti, Pallavi, Anupallavi, Charanam, but as we will see later on also, there is considerable variation, variety here.